Inflation, infrastructure, and international boycotts. There's a lot going on today, and all of it impacts us here in the natural state. Today, we welcome back Congressman Bruce Westerman. He's joining us live to talk about it all. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you, and we want to begin with gas prices. They've been in the news quite a bit. Energy production receiving a lot of attention. We've seen a slight dip in gas prices. What's behind the rise and fall of these prices recently?
Yeah, Mallory, it's good to be with you. And I think people all across Arkansas and all across the country are seeing these negative impacts of increased energy costs. I believe gasoline reached $3.37 a gallon in Arkansas here recently. And it takes a lot of money to fill up your tank. And we're a rural area where people have to travel a long ways. But the main thing is I think it's been an attack on domestic energy by the Biden administration. You know, this time a year ago, we were energy independent and shipping energy overseas, but now we're having to import more foreign oil and gas, and it really shouldn't be that way.
It's been about 2 weeks since President Biden tapped into the strategic petroleum reserves. Have we seen an impact, do you think, since then?
I don't think we're seeing prices drop. And, you know, that's a temporary solution. Fortunately, the previous administration had filled up the strategic petroleum reserves. That's really there for emergencies, for even times of war. So I hate to see the administration tapping the strategic oil reserves, which will make a difference for some amount of time as it just puts a volume into the market. But if OPEC and OPEC plus, you know, Russia and Venezuela quit producing, or cut back their production, they can still hold prices up.
Let's talk the Build Back Better plan. President Biden prioritizing Build Back Better bill, which passed the House. It's being considered by the Senate. What do you think should happen with the legislation, and how would it be used here in Arkansas?
I really hope the Build Back Better bill or the reconciliation bill, you hear it called a lot of things. I would call it more like Build Back Beijing, because it's not good for America, and I hope the Senate is able to kill it. It didn't get any Republican votes in the House, and at a time when we're seeing increased inflation, when we're seeing higher prices at the pump, higher prices at the grocery store, we're seeing a tremendous demand on U.S. labor, and if we throw another $2 trillion, and it's really more than that, dollars into the economy, we're just going to be like throwing gasoline on an already raging economy. It's going to jack those inflation prices up even more. And the things that are in this bill, 87,000 new IRA, and a further attack on domestic energy. And we could go on and on about the bad policy that's in the bill. So I'm really hoping that the Senate's able to kill it.
I want to mention something that's been making news today. The Biden administration expected to announce a diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Beijing Olympics. What are your thoughts on this?
I think we need to have a tough position with China. I'm not for boycotting our athletes. I remember when that happened in the Carter administration, and really the only people that punishes are the athletes. But if we want to do a diplomatic boycott, or do some other action, I think that's appropriate, because I believe, China and Russia, a lot of people around the world are pushing their limits with this, and I'm very concerned about Taiwan and what China is going to do in Taiwan after the Olympics are over. So I do hope the administration takes a strong stance with China on the Olympic Games, but again, I don't think we should be boycotting our athletes, with our athletes.
And finally, quickly, let's talk about, it's been quite a while since the February snowstorms. A huge blizzard here in the natural state shut down the natural state for a week or so. We're looking at energy resources now and security. And Arkansas fared well. We're looking compared to Texas. But what improvements do you foresee, and will federal infrastructure dollars be a part of improvements to make sure really on the national grid we don't see things like what happened in Texas again?
Yeah, Mallory, that's a great question. I think very simply, our energy policy in America needs to be what's the most reliable, what's the most affordable, and what's the cleanest. And the Biden administration is trying to go all for the cleanest and forsaking the most reliable and most affordable. Even if we want to make a difference globally on greenhouse gas emissions, we've got to come up with the technology in the U.S. that the other countries are going to adopt. While the Biden administration is pushing all these onerous policies on American energy, China's building coal-fired plants. They built 38 gigawatts of coal-powered plants last year alone. That's one large coal-fired plant every week that's coming online in China. They're building those plants so they can make the stuff to ship to us, the solar panels and the windmills. They've got to have the energy to produce the things that the Biden administration is prioritizing. It's just actually going to shift American jobs and American wealth overseas. So again, reliable, affordable, and clean. That's what our energy policy should be.
Congressman Bruce Westerman, thank you so much for joining us live this afternoon. We know you're a busy man, so we appreciate you. Thank you again.